everybody. It's Sarah Vanderpass with the Coverdale team at Keller Williams. And again, with me is Lincoln Coverdale, who will be our special guest today. We'll be covering looking at homes. If you joined us last week, we went over financing your new home. For the remainder of 3 weeks, we are going to be breaking down the rest of the home buying process. We hope that you find this series helpful as you embark on the exciting journey of finding your dream home. As we go through today's topics, feel free to ask questions in the chat, and we will address them at the end. We will also post our contact information in the chat as well. Today's topics are looking online, homes you find offline, and showings. You've chosen your agent, received your pre-approval letter from your lender. It's now time to start the search for your new home. Let's go over the tools and methods to find your next home. Looking online, there are lots of places to find homes online. Let's explore where and how to look for homes online. The Multiple Listing Service, or MLS, is the best and most up-to-date place to get information on homes for sale in your area. The MLS is also where the information about publicly listed homes comes from. It's used by Zillow, Realtor.com, Redfin, and all other sites that let you search for homes. Your real estate agent should utilize the MLS to set up a search for you. This search provides the most accurate and up-to-date market information and is one of the best resources for finding your next home. So Lincoln, why is the MLS the best place to search for your next home?
The MLS is the best place to search for your home because it's where all the information is. So when you are looking at other sites, whether it's Zillow or Trulia, Realtor, Redfin, even auction sites, they're all pulling their data from the MLS. And the MLS is where brokers and agents put all the information in and is the best source to get the most accurate and up-to-date information.
Can anyone access the MLS?
So you have to have access to MLS through your license, which means you have to be a real estate agent to do so. So a consumer cannot access the MLS directly, but with the use of their agent, they can set up an online search, which we've talked about in the first week, and the criteria for their home, and it'll send them all the homes from the MLS that will meet their criteria.
What are the disadvantages of other sites like Zillow and Redfin?
Well, not all sites use all of the information that the MLS has to offer. As an example, when a new listing goes into the MLS, most sites will pull it in because they want people to be able to find it. However, when some homes go under contract, not all sites update their listings. So you may see a home is still available on other sites when it's been under contract or even sold for many weeks.
How does my agent use the MLS to narrow down my search and help me find my next dream home?
It's a great question. So a lot of people set up searches on their own. Most clients that we work with have a Zillow search or a Redfin search all set up and have tagged their areas and are getting results sent to their email. And those searches are great, and it's great for people to have those, but they don't access all of the data available in the MLS. So your agent is able to set up your search with more criteria than you are on other sites. As an example, your agent can limit your search to homes that have master bedrooms on first or have 3 full baths. And things that you're not able to do on other sites. So as you go through your search and you become more clear on what you're looking for, your agent can change your search criteria for your MLS search and narrow down your results and only get you the best homes for you to buy.
What about auction sites like Hubzu or auction.com?
So it's a new thing, and I call it the eBay phase, but real estate has been selling at auction now. And these sites, auction.com, Hubzu, and there are a bunch others out there, make it so that you can go in and bid on a house like a live auction, just like you would on eBay. Some of those sites, they consider all offers, and they take the best offer, which would be just like a traditional sale. Some of those sites actually have live bidding, where you can put a bid in, someone can outbid you, and you can bid over them again if you'd like. The advantage and disadvantage of those sites are, typically if you're auctioning your property, it's not in great condition. A lot of people use that for foreclosed homes or estates or homes that they're not geographically close to sell and are unfamiliar with. And you may not get access to that home before the auction starts. You may get a few pictures and a disclosure, and that may be all you have to bid on. And a house is a pretty big purchase and costs a lot of money, and I'd want to see a house before I put a bid in on one.
Are there any homes on, or sorry, are there homes on other sites that are not in the MLS?
So interestingly, yes. For sale by owner homes can be posted in the MLS. There are a lot of third-party services out there that will allow a homeowner to post their home in the MLS and provide all the information that your agent would normally put in for you. Those homes will push out to other sites. But there are some sites that let for sale by owners put their houses up directly. Zillow is a great example. So if you wanted to sell your house without an agent, you could list it only on Zillow, and that'd be the only place to find the home.
Okay, so that's a great segue to our next topic, homes you'll find online for sale by owner or FSBO. Some people try to sell their homes without a real estate agent or for sale by owner. Some of these homes can be great options and should be part of your search. So some questions for you, Lincoln. So what should I do if I find a FSBO that I like? Should I call them directly? I don't want to bother my agent.
You know, I would say no. The best option, no matter how you find a home, whether it's for sale by owner, if you're driving through a neighborhood and you see a sign in the yard, or if your friend says there's a great home down the street for them, is to reach out to your agent and let them reach out to the seller or the seller's agent. In the case of a for sale by owner, we want to establish best practices and make sure that you're getting good access to the home and we have good information on the home so you can be properly advised on the condition of the home and what to expect through the selling process. One of the challenges we face as agents in helping people buy homes that are for sale by owner is not having access to all the information that's in the MLS. So you may not know if the home has a septic system. It may be hard to figure out if it has public water or a well. There could be HOA information that's not available. So there are some disadvantages to looking at for sale by owners. There certainly can be great homes and you're welcome to buy them, but let your agent reach out for you, establish that line of contact, gather the appropriate information about the home so that you can make an informed decision when you go see the home.
All right. So why is having a licensed agent involved in the transaction so important?
Well, a lot of things we just talked about apply and even more. Selling a home is a big deal. It takes a lot of time and a lot of money, and there's a lot of steps in the process. Having someone who is not only licensed and able to sell and transact real estate, but has the experience to do it successfully is going to be critical for you to purchase the home without any speed bumps. As a for sale by owner, they may have never sold a home before, and they may be doing their best to try to sell their home, but they may not know about point of sale inspections in cities. They may not understand conveyance fees or how title companies work, what the role is, what the timing of things are, like inspections, earnest funds, down payments, loan commitment, all that kind of stuff. And at the end of the day, you don't want to be in your dream home and find out that mistakes were made and you're going to have to pay to correct them. So having a licensed agent involved in your deal is there to protect you and make sure that your best interests are represented and the transaction goes smoothly.
All right. Will my agent still get paid a commission if I buy a for sale by owner?
Short answer is yes. A good agent will work with a for sale by owner and ensure that their commission is paid at closing, just like all other listings and sales that you work with your agent. In our market, the sellers pay both the seller and buyer commission. Your agent, as part of that initial intake phone call, will reach out and establish what their compensation for that transaction is going to be. As a consumer or a client, you don't need to be involved in that, and it doesn't cost you anything or any more, but let your agent establish that and let them get paid for their hard work.
All right. So another way to find homes offline is for sale signs, an ad in the newspaper, or mailers. What should you do if you find a home this way and it looks interesting?
Well, a couple of things. Make sure you write down the address. I've gotten plenty of calls from people who say they saw a house a couple of days ago on Main Street. And believe it or not, there may be a lot of homes listed on Main Street. So you can stop, write down the address, gather some information off the sign or the ad, and then reach out to your agent. Just like a for sale by owner, the best first step is to let your agent know you found a house that you're interested in. If that house meets your criteria and you have an email search set up in the MLS, you should have already seen that house. It is likely that if you're finding a house that's not getting sent to you in your search, it either doesn't meet your criteria or it's not currently available. What
about open houses? Can I stop by and check out the house?
Absolutely. Open houses are a great way to see homes. They're a great way to take your time, enjoy a Sunday afternoon or even a Thursday night, depending on the time of year. You can absolutely stop and see open houses. The best practice is to let the agent who's holding the home open know that you have an agent already. You can identify them by name. We give our clients our business cards and say, hey, anytime you go to an open house, feel free to hand one of my business cards to the agent. That way they can follow up with me on your interest. I can get any answers to any questions that you might have, and we can make sure that we get you the best information as quickly as possible. But absolutely, go to an open house, walk around, enjoy. You might find a neighborhood that you weren't previously looking in that you may love. You may discover that an area that you didn't consider before has, lots with backyards that are much bigger than you're used to or want. So it's a great opportunity to see homes, take your time, and go from there. The other thing is, if you see an open house, you can always go back with your agent and see it again.
All right. So what if I see a model home for new construction? Is that like an open house?
It is a little bit like an open house. And we do a lot of new construction sales for our clients. The important thing is that your agent needs to make the initial contact with the builder to establish a relationship. So if you're considering new construction, talk to your agent. It's likely that they know a lot more about the new construction options, who's building in what areas, where the developments are, what lots are for sale, the cost of building, the different processes for financing, and all that kind of stuff, and can guide you to the right people or the right developments and get you the best new construction option. Right now, new construction is a great option for buying homes. We have a really hot market for the existing homes, and they're flying. People are bringing them on and they're selling very quickly. The interesting thing about construction is that construction prices adjust very slowly. So new construction homes are still priced at the prices they were last year. So as our market goes up now, it's a great time to purchase a new construction home at sort of a discounted rate. So absolutely, you can go see model homes, just reach out to your agent, have them set up the appointment, have them go with you, and enjoy the new construction process. It's a lot of fun to build a home. It's a lot of fun to make your selections and pick your finishes. Just make sure you're getting good advice throughout the process and you don't end up with a home that you may have trouble selling in 5 to 10 years.
All right, that's great information about finding homes. Now let's talk about going to see homes or showings. Once you've identified potential homes that meet your needs, you should schedule a time to go see them in person with your agent, even if you saw them at an open house or the pictures are perfect and you know it's your dream home. Why is it important to go see homes?
Well, there are a lot of reasons. Number one, pictures don't do homes justice. Some of them make the homes look great when they're not. Some of them make the homes look terrible and they may be great. Also, pictures don't show every nook and cranny of every home. As you walk through and you see a home, you're going to take in more than just the paint colors and the finishes. You're going to understand the flow of the home, how you enter the home, how the garage relates to the kitchen, how you would use the home and how you would live in it. And seeing the home really helps you understand your potential life in that home and whether it's a good fit or not. Looking at homes online is great. It's a great way to identify homes that could be a good fit or to eliminate homes that aren't going to be a good fit. But you can't make that final decision until you've been in the space and been able to understand how you're going to relate to it.
All right, how many homes should I see before I make an offer?
Well, I don't know that there's a perfect answer for that. I would say at least one, and hopefully not more than 30 or 40. But we find that our clients in general get very comfortable after they've seen 8 to 12 homes. Meaning we start their home search, we set up their MLS search, they get a bunch of homes in their email, we go through them, we identify what they think the best options are, and let's go see some. Let's go see 3 or 4 at a time. And as we see those homes, we're going to help the client formalize, what they like about the houses, what they don't like about the houses, how we should update their search, should we change their criteria. And as we see more homes and we get to that 8 to 12 range, we've seen enough homes that we've made some adjustments to your home search. You've been in enough homes that you understand whether you like a split level or a ranch, a colonial, a contemporary home, a mid-century modern. You really begin to understand what your preference is in homes. And as you do that, you become more confident. It is also important to see homes with your agent so they can help explain what each home brings to the table. Are there deferred maintenance items that you may have to take on? Are you willing to take on maintenance items? Do you want to move into a home that you have to do no work in? And seeing homes allows the client and the agent to get a better understanding of what the client's looking for, so you can get the best advice in finding the best home for you.
Can I see a home more than once?
Absolutely. And we recommend it, particularly in a market like we are in now, where homes are coming on and they may sell in hours or days. It can be a stressful situation where you may have to go see a home very quickly. We've had clients recently that homes have come to market and we've had to get them in the first 3 to 5 hours that it's available to make sure that if they want to make an offer, they can. When you're looking at homes that quickly, you don't always digest everything that you see. And sometimes going back a second time, you see things differently and you understand the home differently. So if you're rushing to make an offer, or even if you think a home might work and you're not sure, go see it, walk around, look at things, and then wait a couple days and maybe go back. Even if you're negotiating your offer, you can go back for a second showing while you're negotiating. Maybe the home becomes more valuable to you the second time through. You see the features that you really want. The home really speaks to you, and it's really important that you negotiate hard to get the home. Conversely, you may see the home a second time and realize it's a great home, but it's not the perfect home for you, and it's just not worth negotiating at that level, and you continue your search.
How many homes can I see at a time?
Well, there are only so many hours in the day, right? But our experience has been that after you see 4 or 5 homes, you really don't digest or understand or process those homes very well. So if you're not in a time crunch, if you're not coming in from out of town, if you're not on a limited time frame, we recommend seeing no more than 5 homes in a day. That usually takes several hours, somewhere between 2 and 4 hours, or even 5 hours, depending on how far apart the homes are. You may have to stop and grab some food or take a break or just get a refreshment. And at that stage, you're not fresh and your mind's not processing homes. So we typically show anywhere from 2 to 4 homes, 5 if we need to. But if you're coming in from out of town and you have a very limited time frame to find a house, we've shown more homes than that. And in that case, we look at special things like bring a notebook. Take a picture of the address when you walk in, take some pictures of the features you love about each house. As you sit down in the car and we're going to the next property, write down the features that you like so you can remember. So at the end of the night, you remember which house had the white kitchen and which one had the green family room, and you can keep those separate in your mind. So really, realistically, 2 to 4 homes is a great number to see. It gives you a good feel, and it gives you a chance to get into neighborhoods and see different houses at different times of day and really understand what you're looking at.
And what should I look for when I go to a showing?
Well, a lot, right? It's a house. It's a huge purchase. You want to make sure you're not making any mistakes, and that's why you have a licensed agent. So I always tell people the first thing that you're looking for when you walk into a house is how it speaks to your heart. If you don't love the home, if it doesn't speak to you and make you feel like you're walking into a home that you want to walk into every single day the rest of your life, you're probably not in the right house. So first, I walk our clients through and we look at all the features. We look at the bedrooms and the bathrooms and the kitchens and the layout and the flow and the yard and the features that are important to them. And if the house speaks to their heart and they really love the house, then it's time to go back and look at it in a more logical fashion. So I always tell our clients that, we look at homes first with our heart, but we decide with our minds. So after you've gone through a house and you decide you like it, you really should go back through logically and look at the things that are going to be potential expenses, potential repairs, and what those costs are going to be, and understand those better before making your offer. It's a great time to review the residential property disclosures, which could tell you that they had water in the basement, or they replaced the roof after there was a roof leak, or they have a new hot water tank, or the furnace is new. And those are all great things to do. So as you walk around the house, it's not a bad idea if you really like a house to walk through it twice at the same showing. The first time you take in all the things you can see. The second time you may go in the basement and look at the electrical panel and the mechanicals. Look at the age of the appliances in the kitchen. Are the washer and dryer included in the sale? Does the house have a pool? What about play sets? Stuff like that. So you want to look at all those things and take them in, and you want to talk to your agent about what those things could cost, what's appropriate to include in the deal, what's excluded from the deal, and really understand what you're getting yourself into. It's the first step in seriously analyzing the home before you make an offer. You'll have your inspections if you get under contract, which is a great time to understand the mechanics of the house and the age of things, but you also don't want to go in blind. So take a look at those things, ask your agent, try to be educated about what you can do. There are some quick and easy tips and tricks that we use with our clients in understanding the age of mechanicals with high efficiency stuff and updated electrical panels that most agents will be able to guide you on, so you have a general idea of what to expect.
Should I look at the whole house, even if I know it's not the right house for me?
Well, we've certainly had clients that have walked into the front door and then walked right back out. And not every house will speak to you, and not every house will be perfect for you. But I always advise at least take a quick walk through the house. Maybe it's not the right street, maybe it's not the right style of home, but if you go upstairs, maybe you'll see a bathroom that you really like, or maybe you'll see some features that you didn't realize you wanted in a home that this house has, even though it's not a good fit. It's also important to walk through a house and understand why it's not a good fit. That's a great opportunity to sit down with your agent and say, this house didn't work for me, and here's why. What can we do with my search so that I'm not getting more homes like this? What features can we update? What amenities do we need to identify so that I'm only getting the homes that really work for me and go from there? So I tell people all the time, seeing a house that doesn't work for you is not a bad experience, as long as you learn and grow from it. Take the time, look back on it, and make sure you learn from each house. Whether you like it or you don't like it, every house should help bring you closer to understanding your dream house so that when you see it, you know it and you buy it.
Great. Well, thank you for that. As you can see, looking at homes is a complex process. The goal of looking at homes is to educate yourself about the type of homes available, current market conditions, and to confirm your needs and wants list you establish with your agent at the beginning of your home search. It is okay if you change your mind on features or decide to look in different areas. Your home search is a dynamic process and should adapt as you experience, as your experience as a home buyer increases. As you learn more about what you like and what the market has to offer, your search should narrow geographically by features and price. It's a good idea to have your agent update your search criteria for your MLS email search to reflect these changes and send you only the best options. A well-educated home buyer can be confident they have found the right home when the time comes. This can help them act decisively and seize the opportunity, often beating less experienced buyers and helping them get the best home in their market. All right, I think we're time for questions. Anybody? Do we have any questions?
I'm going to go to Facebook Live real quick, but Diane, any questions while you're here?
No. Oh, mute.
Nope, I'll get
nope. There you go.
Go ahead.
It was interesting to hear your comment about the new construction and pricing there. I hadn't thought about that or really watched what was happening with that since last year. So yeah, and that is such an exciting opportunity to go through the new construction phase.
Yeah, absolutely. I met with a client last night at a development. He was looking at new construction, and we were chatting with the sales agent there, and she was saying that, with all the COVID-19 stuff this year, they typically have a spring price change. They go through all their developments, all their properties, and the floor plans get updated and they update costs and everything else. And because of the protect in place order, they had not changed their prices. So at least in this development with this builder, you're still getting 2019 prices on a 2020 home, and you're getting a brand new home. I mean, they haven't even broken ground on these sites yet. So, a great opportunity to sort of leverage the lag in the construction cost. And as the market peaks here on the existing construction homes, new construction will be a great opportunity for a while still.
Right. Especially with the lack of inventory that somewhat is available out there right now too. So
yeah, and recently we've been in a situation market wide where for every one house that comes on the market, almost 2 homes are put under contract. So we're not only in a low inventory situation, but we're getting less inventory every week as more homes come off the market. So new construction is absolutely a great option. We also talk with clients about major renovation, maybe finding an older home. And if you're in a position to purchase it and not move in right away, you can do a full home remodel and essentially have a new home inside of an existing shell. Is another great opportunity in a low inventory market.
Mm-hmm. And how do you educate buyers when they're going in and they finally found that home because of the competition? I mean, I've seen some agents who would recommend to a buyer, they put a letter together as to why they're selecting this home, because it is an emotional purchase and it might help the seller feel a better connection with them. Obviously, they want the pre-approval so they know they're a ready, willing, and able buyer. But are there other things that you would recommend to a potential purchaser?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the letter is a great feature, and we use that all the time. If a client's comfortable writing a personal letter, you know, explaining why the house spoke to them and the features that really made a difference, we've definitely seen that personal connection making a difference. In today's market, with there being so much pressure, we're having a lot of clients who, you know, if they're buying and selling, they have a lot going on, you know, between the challenges of just, you know, working from home and having a family or income changes. You know, there's a lot going on besides the home buying process. And so anything they can do to simplify the process and feel good through the process oftentimes is worth more than money. I know we've been in situations in multiple offers where offers have been selected, you know, ours in particular, that were not the highest offers on the table, but the seller really felt like there was a personal connection. The other great thing to do is to reach out or have your agent reach out to their agent and say, hey, look, before we submit the offer, is there anything we can do to make this deal easy for both sides? We had, you know, an opportunity with a buyer who did not need to sell their home to move, so their timeline was very flexible. And we reached out to their agent and said, you know, what can we do to make this easy? Are they looking to move right away? Are they looking to stay through what would be the end of the school year or the summer? You know, we don't know their situation, but how can we, you know, do things that help them through this process? And the agent said, hey, it would be great if we could close a little bit slower and give them some extra time to find their next home. That would mean a lot to them. And so we said, hey, look, you know, pick your date as long as it's before, you know, the end of summer, that works great. So all the personal touches, writing the letter, working with both sides of the deal to find that common ground and what benefits both people. If things don't, you know, cause stress for the buyers and are a benefit to the seller, help them out, work with them. It always makes your offer stronger. It always makes the transaction easier. And is a great way to beat out people who just think that money is the bottom line.
Right, right. Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest benefits in this market, because when you're working with a buy owner, they tend to think it's just the price. But a realtor knows, because they've done the homework beforehand, as to the seller's motivation and what are the other key elements within that contract that can make a huge difference aside from price and win them the bid on the home. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and we'll talk about it in the Making the Offer series, but what you're alluding to, you know, anytime you submit an offer on a home, there are three pieces: price, terms, and conditions. And price is only 1/3 of the equation. Terms and conditions make up 2/3. And a lot of times terms are more important than price for people. You know, if they're experiencing stress in their lives or have specific needs or wants, you know, having a house for an extra 3 weeks so they don't have to go to temporary housing may be worth $10,000 on the price to them. So yeah, absolutely. You know, do not just negotiate on price. Look at all the factors, and there are a lot of alternatives to just offering people more money. Great. All
So
right.
just real quick, next Wednesdays is June 10th at 5:30. We're discussing making an offer. So
perfect segue.
there we go.
All right, guys. Well, thanks everyone for stopping by, and we'll see you guys all next week.